Class and welcome to class chemistry class. Let us learn about the salts. From where we are left, salts, as we learned in the previous classes, are formed by the reaction between acid and bases. Right? The salt is a compound formed by partial or complete replacement of the replaceable hydrogen ion of an acid by metallic ion or ammonium ion as a basic radical. So they are given examples: NaOH and H2SO4. NaOH is alkali, or we can say base, the word. H2SO4 is acid, and when it reacts, if it replaces partially, then we have acidic salt NaHSO4, that is sodium bisulfate is acidic salt, and if it replaces completely, then it will be salt, sodium sulfate and water. Salt is an ionic compound which dissociates to yield positive ion and negative ion. So when you look at this Na2SO4 or NaCl as a marked dotted line in between the NaCl, so it dissociates and gives you positive and negative ion, right? So that is we call salt. When it dissociates, you do not find hydrogen ion or hydroxyl ion, right? That's why they mention in the definition positive ion other than hydrogen ion and negative ion other than hydroxyl ion, right? Now types of salt or classification of salt: acid salt, when they dissociates, or when acid and base react, and if it replaces partially the hydrogen ion, it means it contained a part of hydrogen ion, then it will be acidic salt, because H in the compound gives acidic effect. H in the compound gives acidic effect, so we would say it is partial replacement, or we can say the base is insufficient to replace the hydrogen ion, so that gives the acidic salt. And normal salt, when it reacts, it completely replaces the hydrogen ion, or in the other sense we can say it has sufficient amount of base to replace the hydrogen ion or neutralize the hydrogen ion, right? Acid. Now they have given few examples of acid salts. If you take a look at this, HCl, HNO3, acetic acid, it contains only one replaceable hydrogen ion. So generally, if you have base, this salt acid does not form acid salt. But if you take a look at the other acids, carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid, they all give acid salt, right? On the other side, take a look at this HNO3 HCl acetic acid. It gives normal salt because it has only one hydrogen ion. It replaces and give away the positive radical, right? Positive ion. Whereas carbonic acid, sulfuric and phosphoric acid, they give normal salt after two steps because it has two hydrogen ion. It says H2. If you look at this, so H2 means after two steps you can have normal salt, right? Now let's continue about the different salts. Basic salt formed by partial replacement of hydroxyl radical of a diacidic or triacidic base with an acid radical. It contains a cation, metallic, hydroxyl ion of a base and negative ion, and an anion again of an acid. So example is given: basic copper nitrate, CuOH NO3. In this, copper is positive ion, OH and hydroxyl ion negative is from the base we received, and NO3 is from the acid we received. So that is a negative ion, right? So we have a basic salt, right? CuOH NO3, or other one basic copper chloride, CuOH chloride ion, right? Chloride. So this is a basic salt. Now double salt, it contains, these are formed by mixing saturated solution of two simple salts. If you take a look at this example, alum, it is potassium alum, K2SO4, Al2SO4 thrice, that is potassium sulfate and aluminum sulfate. These two are simple salt, normal salt. When they are together in this compound, so in this double salt, when you say double salt compound, it contains two normal salt, right? Mixed salt, it contains two or more basic radicals or acidic radicals. Take a look at the example NaKCO3. Now sodium and potassium both are positive ion, and they have together with them carbonate, because the valency of carbonate is CO3 minus 2. So when you have one positive ion sodium and the other is positive ion potassium, they balance the valency of carbonate, and thus we have mixed salt having two positive radicals. Or the other example is having two negative radicals, CaOCl, Cl, a bleaching powder. Right? So when you say mixed salt, it contains either two positive radicals or two negative radicals in the mixed salt. In the complex salt, when you say the complex salt, keep in mind these few basic examples and the definition as well. The name itself suggests the definition, right? Complex salt formed by mixing saturated solutions of simple salts followed by crystallizations of the saturated solution. So simple ion and complex ion, when they come together, they form complex salt. One is simple ion, for example K2 or potassium is a simple ion, right? And then HgI4, mercury iodide, is a complex part. So in this complex salt, we may come across simple ion and complex ion. It forms complex salt. They are given few examples. Now solubility of metallic salt. Soluble salts, all salts made from the sodium, potassium and ammonium salts are soluble. Right? All nitrates and nitrites are soluble salts. All bicarbonates are soluble salts. All sulfate salts are soluble salts. All chloride salts are soluble salts. When we say soluble salts, you may not understand this at present, but when you go in class 11, you will go for the practicals. Regular practicals every day or 3 days in a week, depend on the school timetable. In that practical laboratory, you have to come across the performance of the practical, and you have to find out, identify the given solution. Then you understand the soluble salts value. So all nitrates, nitrites, bicarbonates, sulfates, chlorides, they are all soluble salts, right? And then insoluble salts, it means they form precipitates. When you say insoluble salt, it forms precipitates. They given three examples. They are insoluble in water, in the cold water. Potassium bicarbonate and sodium bicarbonate are sparingly soluble. It means they are soluble sparingly, not wholly, sparingly. So it remains in the precipitate form in the test tube or the given apparatus. Lead sulfate, silver sulfate, calcium sulfate, beryllium sulfate, they are insolubles. So it forms precipitates in other sense. So all sulfides. Take a look at, you know the difference between sulfide and sulfide, right? If you do not know, when you come to school, I will help you again. Carbonates, oxides, hydroxide and phosphates are insoluble salts. So when you come across insoluble salts, or when you come across carbonates, take a look at this very clearly. I just keep it pencil here. Carbonates are insoluble, bicarbonates are soluble, sulfates are soluble, sulfides are insoluble, right? So there are a few things you need to keep in mind, right? Let us see the preparation of these salts. You can prepare salts in different manner. They have given one preparation of salt by general method. This is direct combination. This is which you learn in class 9, lesson number 2. Direct combination. Then displacement and precipitation. This you already learned this. So when you say direct combination and displacement and precipitation, you have learned this in class 9. When metal and non-metal reacts directly in the form of salt, we call direct combination salt. But just a very simple preparation. If the displacement method, this we generally learn in a class 9 again in the second lesson. When a more reactive element displaced less reactive element. this displacement method, and by this method we prepare salt and it displaces hydrogen generally from the acid. This you learn in the previous pages about the acid, the chemical property of acid. In that topic, in the same lesson, this lesson you learn about this thing, right? Precipitation. So when soluble salt solution react with the soluble salt solution of the other element or the compound, prepare precipitated salt and soluble salt. It means it forms a new compound. So they mention the bracket double decomposition. When we say double decomposition in class 9, if you remember, I'll just put in a simple skeleton example. In this, when you take a look at this, this is a salt. Right? When it reacts, double decomposition means this negative radical, negative part, negative ion will be displaced from here and join here, and this will move here. So we will have a new compound, right? Ad plus Cb. So this is double decomposition, right? So that is the way we prepare salt. We call double decomposition. In this, one salt will be soluble, other will be insoluble, form as a precipitates. Then neutralization of an insoluble base. Insoluble base, when it reacts with the acid, it gives salt and water. These all we are going to see in the same lesson, in the last topic of different formation. Then neutralization of an alkali by titration. In this we have soluble base. Here we have insoluble base. In the insoluble base, right? And here we have alkali. So it is alkali soluble, right? So it is soluble base. Here this we are using as in the titration, right? And then action of dilute acid on carbonates or bicarbonates. So when we treat carbonates or bicarbonate with the acid, we have salt, water and carbon dioxide. We learned this earlier, that when we have carbonate or bicarbonate, then we generally receive, if it is bicarbonate, when we receive H2O, if it is carbonate, we receive CO2 and H2O, right? If it is bicarbonate also, still we get H2 and CO2, because this turns into the CO2, right? Now direct combination, give you an example. Metallic element and non-metallic element, when they react, Fe and chlorine react, and we have FeCl3 soluble. If we have aluminium and Cl3, LCl3, aluminum chloride, we have soluble salt. If we have iron, ferrous and sulfur, then we have ferrous sulfide, it is insoluble, zinc sulfide insoluble, and lead sulfide insoluble. If you take a look at the previous page, I just told you earlier, we just learned this sulfides. They are in the category of insoluble salt, right? And here we have this same salt here, right? So this, keep in mind when you learn this table, learn systematically, that sometimes they can make one simple questions of 1 mark from this table, just to confuse you. If you come across sulfide, it is insoluble, right? It remains insoluble in the compound. Displacement method. So active metal, that is from the aluminium, magnesium, zinc and iron, it forms soluble salts. So Fe reacts with H2SO4, it gives FeSO4 and H2. Fe and HCl, it gives FeCl2 and H2. Soluble salts, right? So they displace. If you look at this, when you say active metal, this is more reactive than hydrogen. If you remember the activity series or reactivity series which you learn in class 8 and class 9, just recall that and keep in mind, don't forget that. So in that activity series, Fe comes above hydrogen. So Fe is more reactive, very active metal. It replaces hydrogen. So we have FeSO4, and this is liberated as a hydrogen gas. same for zinc and magnesium. Precipitation formation, double decomposition, as we just learned earlier, using the insoluble salts, insoluble bases. So lead nitrate, sodium chloride, both are salt. These both are salts. Right? These are salts. One is lead nitrate, another one sodium chloride. When they form, again a salt which is soluble salt, and one more salt it forms which is insoluble in the form of precipitates. If you have test tube, in the bottom you will find lead chloride, right? White precipitates, and they are always mentioned by the downward arrow. So when you come across this downward arrow, we learn in this lesson number 3, I think 3 or 4 in the class 9 chemistry, language of chemistry. In that you come across this symbol. So this downward arrow talks about the precipitates settle at the bottom of the apparatus or test tube. So by precipitation method we prepare salts, which first is in double decomposition, right? If you use the same method, right, they have given few other ways to prepare this salt. It says for preparation of an insoluble salt A from the insoluble salt B, then they give examples. These keep in mind because here you simply see in a one form preparation of lead chloride from lead oxide. So you have to start with the lead oxide. The reaction is there, right? Keep these reactions in mind. In the board exams they generally ask these reactions. It is of 1 mark. Complete the following reaction. Or they put in a word problem, same way, right? So when I say please prepare systematically, you do not know the mindset of the paper setter. Right? So again, lead carbonate, lead oxide with nitric acid, was they simply given lead oxide. With what to react, you do not know. So, but you have to keep in mind it reacts with the lead oxide with the nitric acid. This is lead nitrate, and further reaction it gives you NaNO3, sodium nitrate, and lead chloride, PbCl2. And there are 3 important reactions of the preparation of salts. Keep in mind this. When you react lead compound with nitric acid, you always receives lead nitrate. Lead nitrate has been treated with either sodium chloride or sodium sulfate or sodium chloride again. Depend upon the product you want to receive. If you want to have sulfate, they will treat with the Na2SO4, sodium sulfate. And if you want to have lead chloride from the lead oxide, then treat with NaCl. If you want to have lead chloride from the carbonate, then again treat with the NaCl, right? So keep in mind this thing. Initially you need to begin with the HNO3. The second step, depend upon the product they have asked. You can use a sodium salt of the respective compound. If it is sulfate, then sodium sulfate. Chlorine, then sodium chloride. Right? Now neutralizations of insoluble base. Insoluble oxide, copper oxide and lead oxide, which react with the acid, gives you soluble salt, CuSO4 or lead nitrate, and water. This is from the insoluble base, because CO, PbO are insoluble bases, right? Or insoluble hydroxide, COH twice or PbOH twice, lead hydroxide or copper hydroxide. It gives you soluble salt. Acid reacts with the insoluble oxide or hydroxide and gives you soluble salt and water. With the alkali, in the titration, soluble bases we call alkali, NaOH, NH4OH, it react with the acid and gives you soluble salt and water, right? Or action of dilute acids on carbonates or bicarbonates. Again, it gives you salt, lead nitrate, zinc nitrate. But in this reaction, at the end, if you take a look at this, you receive common product H2O and CO2. Because we are treating the compound CO3 or HCO3, right? This is one method. Let us see the preparation of the salts in a specific preparation and in the next video.